Hey guys, sorry I'm not back in the classroom yet, but I will be back next week for sure. So, in the meantime, I've tried to make some videos for you guys for these next couple of days. Since it's somewhat new material, you'll have to bear with me. It's been a while since I've made these videos, so let's get cracking here. So, the topic that we're going to try and talk today about is the different types of fractions and converting between one and the other. So, just some things to review real quick. So the number that is above the fraction bar is the numerator, not just the top. All right. And then the number that is below the fraction bar on the bottom is the denominator. So since we're going to be using these words, just want to make sure everybody remembered what they were. All right. And the three different kinds of fractions. So when the numerator is smaller than the denominator, all right, it has a value that is less than one. That's just a proper fraction, normal fraction. These are the ones that are used all the time. All right, when the numerator is larger than the denominator, which has been known to happen, fraction has a greater value, oh my goodness, fraction has a value greater than one. All right, that is an improper fraction. It's improper because things can be changed and fixed and simplified. All right, when you have these, usually they are turned into this one right here, the combination of a whole number and a fraction. So these guys are either mixed numbers or mixed fractions. They can go by either title. So just wanted to go over those real quick. All right. So some of these problems that we're going to deal with in the future have to be converted between the forms of fractions. So that's what today's going to be all about. So just getting us back up to snuff with converting between these forms. So if you start with a mixed fraction and go to an improper, here's what we got to be doing. All right, the first step is to multiply the whole number by the denominator. And then the second step is to take that product and add it to the numerator. All right, so this 8 here represents that's how many times you were able to pull a 7 out of the situation. So multiplying those two numbers brings you right back to where you needed to be. So 8 times 7 is going to give you 56. And then the last step is to add that product to that top number. So 56 plus 3 will give you 59, and the bottom number stays exactly the same. All right, so moving over here to this example here, we were able to pull out a 9 12 times. So 12 times 9 is 108. So if we take that and add that 4 that we had left over, it's 112 still over 9. So you can see these things equal the same amount. It's just how you want the information to be presented. Do you want it to be presented over here with a nice whole number and a little fraction, or this huge numerator with the same denominator? All right, and then this last one would be 15 times 7, which would be 105, and then you add that back to the 11, and you get the 116. And remember, the denominator stays exactly the same. All right, and then going back here, this is what mixed to improper is. What if you want to go from improper over to mixed? So I tried to color coordinate this stuff for you guys so you can see which numbers go where. So in order to go back, all you got to do is divide the numerator by the denominator. And then whatever the remainder is that you guys have, you don't keep going with it. You just put that right back into the fraction. All right, so taking a look at this first example, all right, example D, you have 41 over 6. So 41 is going to go on the inside, 6 is going to go on the outside. So I'm going to have these kinds of setups for you guys so you'll be able to plug in the numbers and like type in the numbers and be able to keep track of this stuff for you. All right, if writing it out on paper is easier for you, that's fine. But I figured like this would be a nice hard place to put your information and your work that's not going to get lost or crumpled in the bottom of your book bag or whatever. So how many 6s can we get out of 4? Well, we're not going to be able to get any. So how many 6s can you get out of 41? You're only going to be able to get 6. So if you subtract that product there, 36, 41 minus 36 is going to give you 5. So 6, this 6 right here, that's how many 6s you were able to pull out of it. So that goes as your whole number, right? This remainder of 5, the 5 that we have left, goes up top as your new numerator. And what you were dividing with, that denominator over there, stays as your denominator, unless you're able to simplify, which we are not. All right, let's take a look at 2 more examples, then I'll let you guys try some of these on your own. All right, this time you got 28 over 5. So 28 is going to go on the inside, 5 goes on the outside. Unfortunately, we can't get any 5s out of 2, but how many can you get out of 28? Should be able to get 5 out of it, which is 25. So when you subtract those out, you got 3 left over. So this 5 right here is your whole number. This 3 down here is your new numerator. And that 5 stays as your denominator. All right, and then this last example over here is 55 over 12. So 55 goes on the inside, 12 goes on the outside. So how many 12s? Well, we're not going to get any 12s out of the first 5, but how many 12s can you get out of 55? Only 4. All right, you could put a 0 here if you want, just like I did over here in this example. If you leave it blank, that's okay too. This is just here to try and help you guys out if you need it. So that's going to give you 48. So 55 minus 48 is going to give you 7. So again, that 4 is your whole number because that's how many 12s you're able to take out. That 7 is your numerator. All right, that's how much you got left over out of the whole process. And then 12 is your denominator, which stays the exact same. All right, so you guys can rewatch this, all right? Go over the examples. I have screenshots of this and have it in the Google Classroom assignment for you guys to be able to refer back to if all you need is to just look at it. But again, if you need to listen to this video again and like have me go through it with you again, that's what it's for. All right, that's the nice thing about the videos. All right, so you guys go to it. All right, do it up. And when you are done, you're going to submit that stuff so I can see it later. All right, have a good one, everybody.